All right, let's talk about the new engine that's quietly rebuilding pretty much everything in the modern business world. We're going to break down how generative AI is so much more than just another tech buzzword. It's actually a fundamental new way for companies to create, to operate, and to innovate.
Oh, we've all been there, haven't we? You're just staring at that blinking cursor on a blank screen, that empty canvas, the pressure of having to start from absolute scratch. It's a feeling we all know, no matter what kind of creative or knowledge work you do.
For basically forever, that whole creative process has been manual. Slow, step by step, and usually focused on trying to nail one perfect thing. But what if that entire process could just be flipped on its head? What if instead of slow and singular, creation became instant and iterative? Well, that is the massive shift we are here to talk about.
So what is this new engine really? The most important thing to get is that generative AI synthesizes. It creates something totally new. It's not like a search engine that just finds things that already exist. No, this generates brand new stuff from the ground up. So how does it actually pull this off? Well, it's a type of AI that's been trained on just incredible amounts of data. And from that, it learns the underlying patterns. And then it uses that deep understanding to create brand new things, new text, new images, even new computer code that follow all those same patterns but are completely original.
And the range of what it can create is, well, it's pretty mind-blowing. We're talking everything from writing new paragraphs and summarizing long, boring documents, all the way to creating these incredible, coherent images just from a simple text prompt. It can even whip up short video clips for your social media.
And I really want to hammer this point home. These models are not giant copy and paste machines. They're not just grabbing bits and pieces of stuff they've seen before and stitching them together. They are genuinely learning the deep statistical patterns, the very essence of language or images, and then using that knowledge to create something that has literally never existed before.
Okay, so that's the theory. But how is this actually being used in the real world, like right now? Let's take a look at how this revolution is already playing out across different jobs. For marketing teams, the impact is huge and immediate. Instead of a copywriter spending all day agonizing over the one perfect headline, they can now generate a dozen different options in seconds and then test to see what actually works. Or they can take a campaign and instantly translate and localize it for 6 different languages, which makes going global way, way faster.
Or how about HR? This is a total game changer for recruiters. They can feed in an internal document, like a list of job skills, and instantly get back a full set of structured interview questions, complete with scoring guides. I mean, think of the hours that saves. Plus, it makes the whole process way more consistent.
For all the data analysts out there, this is lowering the barrier to entry in a big way. You don't have to be a SQL wizard anymore. You can just describe what you're looking for in plain English and get a working piece of code back. Or you can point it at a super complex data dashboard and just ask, hey, explain this to me in 5 bullet points.
And even in a super regulated field like finance, it's making a difference. Teams are using it to take a dense 60-page financial report and instantly pull out the key risks and opportunities. And of course, there's always a human expert in the loop to make sure everything is accurate and compliant.
Now, this all sounds incredibly powerful, but you might be thinking, hold on, AI's been around for decades. Why is this all exploding right now? That is the key question. What created this massive inflection point?
Well, it was really a perfect storm of 3 things happening all at once. First, these incredibly powerful foundation models were created. Second, people built really simple, easy-to-use interfaces on top of them. And third, all the technology underneath it all, like cloud computing and powerful GPUs, got mature enough and cheap enough to make it all possible. And this is where it really took off for all of us. Tools like ChatGPT made it so anyone could just talk to a powerful AI. Midjourney let anyone create stunning images from their imagination. All of a sudden, this incredible power wasn't locked away in some research lab anymore. It was in our hands.
So we've covered the what and the how. Now let's get to the most important question, the why. What's the core business value that's making every company pay attention? It really boils down to 2 key concepts.
This quote just nails it perfectly. The entire creative workflow is getting turned inside out. The human's job is shifting away from the slow, manual labor of creation and moving towards the high-value work of being a curator, a director, the one with the taste and judgment to select and refine the very best option from a whole sea of generated choices.
And those 2 core values are throughput and relevance. Throughput is pretty straightforward. It's about speed and scale, automating tasks to do more faster. But relevance? That's where the real magic happens. That's the ability to craft highly personalized, context-aware content at scale for every single individual. And to be clear, this isn't a small improvement we're talking about. Just think about it. A creative team that used to struggle to make maybe 3 or 4 versions of an ad can now generate 50 different headline and image combinations for one campaign. 50! And then they can test them all. The scale is just on a completely different level.
But okay, a business can't just plug in a public tool like ChatGPT and hope for the best. They need to adapt this powerful engine and make it their own. They have to align it with their brand, their data, and their safety rules. And they're doing this in 3 main ways. First is prompt engineering, which is just learning how to give the AI really good instructions. Second is fine-tuning, which is like sending the AI to your company's brand university so it learns your specific voice and style. And third is something called Retrieval-Augmented Generation, or RAG. Just think of it like giving the AI an open book test, where the book is all of your company's private internal data.
Which brings us to a final, pretty big thought. As this technology just keeps getting better and better, we're left with this fascinating question to think about. If the act of creation itself becomes instant and almost free, what is the new value of a human idea? What's the role for our judgment, our taste, and our strategy in a world where we can generate almost infinite content?